So, one subject that we have not covered so far in these group sessions is what we call transformation of the body. And it can be good to have this understanding what is happening with the body. Because the body needs to get adjusted, to be adopted, to live in a new state. Even though you are already living in the enlightened state, but it's not seen yet in most of you, in some of you. So the body needs also to be adjusted. And it doesn't come, it may come as some kind of shift. Can you hear me? Yeah, good, good. It doesn't have to come as a shift spontaneously like this. It can be so that the transformation of the body comes as a shift. Yes, something is really transforming in the moment, or it can be that it is going gradually. So it can go on even in the other aspects of the truth that we have been talking about before. That we first discover this beautiful place of just pure being, just living inside us first. And then in the next discovery, we discover that the outside is also the same pure being, showing itself as this moment, whatever it is. And the next aspect we talked about is to come to a state of just pure being, after oneness, beyond oneness even. And in this state, we just make it very short here. And then the next aspect to be seen is a total love. And the true nature, the true quality, property of your being is unconditional love. And that is bliss. During all these aspects which we are discovering, piece by piece, not in this order necessary, there is also a transformation of the body going on. It can be good to understand this and to maybe you have symptoms or sign of this, to not be confused by what happens, or think that I am getting sick or something, or I'm getting weak. What is it? Of course, it can be a medical thing that you need to take care of, go to a doctor, but we're talking about these symptoms here, which are a little bit strange, because we can feel good mentally, emotionally. At the same time, the body can be felt as something is going on. It can be weakness, it can be breath, it's not easy to breathe. It can be heartbeat. Everyone is different here, of course. And just mention it's good to know this. There's nothing wrong with your body, actually. Because when we are doing this, all these meditations and activations and questioning our beliefs and looking at the resistance towards going to freedom and the fear of going to freedom, it is happening beside that also, and parallel to it, that the body is transforming. And when the body is transformed, it is seen and experienced as one total vibration of love. When that is seen, when that is experienced, that the body is just one total vibration of love, then probably most of the transformation has been gone through. But until this is happening, it can be warm heat and come in the body here, all kinds of phenomena. We have there's a long list here, and everyone is unique. So if it happens, if so, some of you have these symptoms or some other things, weird things with the body, it can very much be so that the body is transforming to be able to live in this new state, which is not new actually. It is the old state of enlightenment, which is already shining behind it all already now. But the body is used to live in a gross state of suffering, in a state of tension, because life is suffering and I'm not good enough and I will not make it, and all kinds of ideas that is pushing the body to uncomfortable states. So that's why the body also have to be transformed, has to be to change in order to let this flow of vibrating love come freely, go freely through. And that it can happen on all the levels we have been talking about. Doesn't have to be a specific part of our discoveries. We can come piece by piece during all things that we are doing here. I just wanted to mention this because it's good to know that it's not something wrong with you. But of course, if you have thoughts about it, becoming concerned about it, we can always ask questions about it, of course. On the individual WhatsApp, for instance, because everyone is different. But for now, I will open up for questions if there are having any questions around this, or any comments, or anything to share in this area.
All right. Can you hear
Yeah.
me?
Yes, Stefan,
Yeah.
we hear
So,
you good. We hear you good.
okay, great. So I can say that for some time now I feel uh, very much clear and strong. So it's not, it's the opposite. I have not feel any bad thing. I feel it's better. And, but I'm not sure where it comes from. I cannot be totally sure it comes from meditation or like that. It can be that.
It can
So.
probably be that, yes.
Hmm. So anyhow, there is a change. Say about 9 days ago, it started.
You,
I feel very
you,
clear and sharp and
mm.
awake, very much more awake, so to speak.
Do you feel stronger also in the body?
Yeah, yeah, and mentally.
Mm. And even physically stronger, so to speak?
Yeah, I feel, yeah,
I,
you
I
can
mean,
say
I
more
mean,
rested, more
yeah,
rested.
yeah, you're more rested, right? Yeah, this is a
Yeah,
good, very good sign. Very good. This is what you're talking about. And of course, you're talking about the positive aspects. I was
yeah.
sorry, sorry. I was talking about the weirdness of the thing. But of course, in this process, if we can call it that, when the body is changing, of course, it's coming also total blissful moments, which is also a little bit changing, not staying, maybe not an ecstasy, but can stay bliss, quiet bliss, you could call it. Bliss, but quiet bliss. And of course, we feel better and better, and the body feels suddenly strong, as if after a disease or something, you having the flu, but strong in another way. It's very good, Stefan. Very good. Anything else you want to add?
No, no. That's good enough.
Okay.
I just continue
Yeah,
cruising
yeah,
along.
yeah. It's good science, good science. And it also it's good to be aware of this. And it is coming along the process. There are some teachers talking about this actually. Maharishi Mahesh Yogi was talking about it, I know, and I know that Adyashanti was talking about it also, but it's not so also often talked about for some reason. But it's good to know that it is actually a sign that it's really going in the right direction, so to speak. We are discovering more and more that the body is not something restricting us, it's just a vibrating, blissful, loving being. It's a beautiful experience. It's not only an experience, it is a seeing that it is so. It's an understanding that it is so. Someone else have any questions or comments around this?
Yes, I have.
Who is it?
Anders here.
Ah,
Anders.
yeah, hey Anders.
Yeah. Hey, hello. Um, Maybe it's kind of an odd angle of it, but like 6 weeks ago, yes, very good. I think it's kind of a symptom of my progress, actually. But it was a very negative thing happening because I was uh, snubblade. I don't know what the English word for it.
Stumbled.
Yes, I stumbled on an edge of a pavement uh, and just fell down. But I know that I was on a good way that day, on a good path in my life's road, in my life, and it was a symptom of something. And I broke two little bones in my hand, and I got a crack in my heel. But I thought about it afterwards. It was something. This was something. It was like I wanted to come forward and come up and forward in my life, but but at the same time, I had this kind of feeling of hindrance, hurdle, but it was because of this hurdle I had in myself that I stumbled. I can say yes,
Mm-hmm.
uh, because yeah, I was not present at the moment.
Mm.
Uh, yes, and the lack of presence is due to this kind of big obstacle in myself that like was like a fog in my mind, I think, and that's why I felt also. But it was a very good thing because now I have a sick leave and I can do my meditations and I can really, yeah, I can really focus on what I want.
Mm.
So it's been just it was meant to be actually. It was a very good thing happening for me.
Okay.
Yes, yes, everything. You know, there are always two sides of the coin.
Mm.
Yeah. So it was a very good, and I love your these meditations I can do with you and everybody else and everybody else here, because I feel like something very excited state in my body and mind coming. Uh, Not exactly like transcending, but still at that way. But maybe those things are two slight different things. I don't know. Maybe you can explain it because it's like going down deep, but it's little. Oh, that doesn't matter. Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
About transcending. Everyone has different experiences and in different meditations. What you call transcending means that we are coming to a place which is beyond the world, which is beyond the personal story. But
Yeah.
it doesn't mean that we cannot hear sounds, because sounds is also actually the personal story. It's the same ocean showing self as that. So we are living on the transcendental state at the same time living actually as the world, the ocean and the waves.
Yeah.
But it's a concept about this transcendence but transcendence means transcending the world actually, transcending the
Hmm.
story, and coming to just a
Yeah.
state of being which is beyond the
Yes.
story, and when everything is just
Yeah.
untouched by
Yeah. That
whatever's
was
in
a
the
very good
story.
explanation. Thank you.
Mm.
Yes. Yes. Good perspective. Perspective.
Thank you, Anders.
Yeah. Thank you.
Can you
Thank you.
mute your microphone?
Oh yeah, yeah. I can do that now.
Yeah,
Of course.
I think it was somebody else here.
Yeah, I have a question.
Yes, Simas.
Uh,
Welcome here. Nice to see you.
hello, nice to see you, Krista. How about illnesses of the body? For example, you have a cancer and you get enlightened. So you get healed or what is like? I mean, what I'm saying that your body heals with enlightening, or it could be like option. For example, you get enlightened, but you still have a cancer or whatever, because even enlightened people dying, like bodies dying, you know? So what's about that?
Yes, interesting question. And you know, I think everybody knows by now that many so-called enlightened beings, strange expression, right? It's natural state. They are dying in cancer. And we it can be weird. How can they be that? How can they? I mean, are they are supposed to be free of everything? They are living in the freedom state. They are enlightened. They cannot have any diseases. It is the idea that we have, huh? But that is not the case because you see, there is no. Now we're going deeper here, huh? There is no body really. There is no physical body really. So what we call the physical body is an experience. And the experiences are not changing in the enlightened state. It is a seeing what is actually going on. Of course, this whole psychology is collapsing, and there is no interest in philosophical questions. The thinking is just used for practical thoughts and creative thoughts. But the events in the story is not changing. So in the story, it seems to be that there is a physical body, and it seems to be that this physical body can have some kind of disease. So what we call disease is actually just a new experience. And when you're living from the enlightened state, it doesn't matter if there is a disease or not going on in the story. I know when Ramana Maharshi got cancer in his arm, and they wanted him to go to the doctor. He said, "Oh, it's just a body." Hmm. Because he knew that the body is actually not here, it's just an experience. And when the so-called death is coming, death is just a new experience. We are not the body, and we're not a responsible person connected to a body even. We are beyond both body and mind and me as a person. It's just an idea. So the pure state of being, just living, existing, what you do now, what you feel just now. It's not nothing strange, nothing philosophical. Just being here, just existing, living, being here. That never dies because there is no time there. It's limitless, it's infinite, and there is no time. So you will be here even though the body in the story seems to die. Physical body seems to die, but it's actually just an experience. How do you react to this, Simas? Do you have any comments on this?
Oh, not really.
Okay.
Think.
I know this is not so easy to grasp because, okay, if there is no physical body really, it's just 5 different experiences. The 5 senses, we call it. And then this thought is coming in. We have 5 different sensations coming in here. Seeing, hearing, and so on is 5. So it must be something here then, the thinking says. It must be something here which has these 5 senses coming into it. And this thing must be here even when we don't experience more than one thing. You hear the hearing now and the sight, maybe if you have open eyes. You don't have the 3 others, but as the body must be here somewhere living when you're not experiencing it. This is the idea, that there is something called physical body, which is here somewhere, even though we don't experience it. But it's just speculation, of course. It's just thinking. And there is no evidence for this. If you try to search for the body, you always answer with referring to an experience. Where is your body? Oh, it's here. I feel it now. Huh? I hear it now also. I can see it also. Yeah. But that is, of course, 3 different experiences: touch experience, hearing, auditory experience, and seeing experience, visual experience. But where is the body outside the experiences? We have the idea that we are experiencing something which is outside the experience, but there is no evidence for this. Of course, if we take this to its extreme, so to speak, it means that, okay, if there is no physical body, what about the physical world? Now we're really going deeper. Huh? There is no physical world. Maybe there is, but we don't know, because we only have access to our experiences. We only have access to our 5 senses and our feelings and sensations and thinking. Thinking is also an experience, coming and going. That's all we have. So you can't prove that there is something outside the experience which is there, living, existing independently if you're experiencing it. This is, of course, the old philosophical idea is that a physical world outside our experiences that the philosophers have been talking about for 2,500 years. And they have not agreed. Or they have agreed in one thing we can't know, because we have only access to our experiences, that's all, and our thinking. And the thinking is making an interpretation of experience and say, so it must be something physical world outside here that we look on. There must be some kind of physical body here, existing independently of our experiences. It must be like that. Okay, but prove it then. And unfortunately, we can't prove it because we have only access to our experiences. We can't go beyond them because we have only this. Maybe there is a physical world. Maybe there is physical bodies, but we can never check. That is the problem. We can never check. So I don't say that there is no physical bodies. I don't say that there is no physical world. I'm just saying we can't know. So what should we do then? Should we speculate now? Okay, let's say that it is. Let's presume it is a physical body here and physical world. Yeah, okay, you can do that if you want to, but then I will not be with you. Because what we do here in these sessions, individual sessions and courses, is just to see what we can know is true. And if we come to a situation that we can't know, then suggesting it, we leave it to the philosophers. That's why I'm usually taking the direction to the philosophy room, because we can't know. We come into perspectives. We come into opinions. We come into philosophy, and that does not help us to see the truth in the present moment, which is already here, shining behind the thoughts. That was a little bit more than your question about cancer in the body, but it happened this way. Is there anyone who has any comments of this? I have seen that there are some comments in the text area here. Okay. So I don't think there was any questions. There was more comments there. Anyone who wants to comment on this? Yeah, I know you did, Anders. You said, from all shared knowledge, in science, I understand there is no body, but also experience it as to increased excitation in my body and mind. I don't know if I understand this. Can you translate? Can you explain it more, Anders?
Yes, I can do that. Yes. I mean, from there have been so many lectures about quantum physics, and also listening to many scientists from TM, Transcendental Meditation, and Maharishi, and yeah, everybody. I understand that there is no body, because if you go like a quantum, if you go deeper and deeper in the quantum fields, yes, in physics, there ultimately there is only a field of pure existence. So I to interpret this, I feel I have been helped in my understanding of my own of this metaphysics of our souls and our body and mind. But then when I go up in my head, I'm wondering, maybe it's just an intellectual understanding I have, and not uh, tangible knowledge in my own. Do you understand what I mean?
Yeah, and it will come. That will come. It's not only
Yeah.
intellectual understanding, but it's also seeing that it is like this. It's not only quantum physics talking about it, or esoteric teachings for that matter, but it's actually seeing that it is like this. That the
Yeah.
body is an experience. When to go back to the subject of transformation of the body, that when the body is seen and experienced as just one vibration of love, and that is bliss, then that is quite obvious that there is no physical body. It's just
Yes.
what is in the moment.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I feel that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good, good.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you. Yeah.
Christer.
Thank you, Anders. Someone else having anything to say? Anything? Doesn't have to be this topic. So we see each other tomorrow then. For those who wants to, thank you very much for today. I do this because I'm sitting in Goa here. Thank you very much.